Hey guys, so for today's devotional, it's going to be a little bit different. I wanted to actually challenge you to do something. So this is only going to be for a few minutes, but I wanted to talk about how God speaks to us. So we know that God has given us scripture. We know that God has, He gives us so many opportunities to hear His word through sermons and through different books and things like that. But what I want to talk about today and what I want you to think about is how God has spoken to you practically in recent memory that you can look back at. So we always talk about, the theory of it, which is just the general overview of how God speaks. Today I want you to focus on how you have heard God speak in your life. And I want to give you a couple verses. First of all, God 100% desires to speak to every person every single day. When I say speak to you, I'm not saying with an audible voice or something that's going to leave you on the ground, prostrated, just crying in humility. There are times like that, but majority of the time when God speaks to us, it's small little things. But He gives us direction and guidance every single day. If you look through Scripture, you see over and over that God makes it a point to say, hey, I want to communicate with you. I love this verse in Jeremiah. In Jeremiah 33:3, it says, call to me and I will answer you and will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known. That's God's desire. He wants to speak and to share deeper things, practical things. He wants to talk with you and engage with you and me every single day. But many times we don't hear. Job 33:14 says this, for God speaks in one way and in two, though man does not perceive it. So the problem isn't that God doesn't speak. A lot of times we do not receive or we don't feel like God is talking to us, or we feel God is distant from us, not because He's not speaking. Here it says He speaks one way or a second way, meaning God speaks in many different ways, but we just don't perceive it. So what I would like for you to do at the end of this devotional is take a little bit of time to pray, to worship, and then grab a piece of paper. Take some time to think over the last week how God may have spoken to you. Maybe it was through an incident. Maybe it was through a sibling. Maybe it was through, your spouse. Maybe it was just in prayer. Maybe it was a scripture that stood out. But take some time to actually write it down and acknowledge how God spoke to you. The moment you acknowledge it, you start seeing, wait, God is speaking. Maybe I don't feel like it sometimes, but look, here, and here, God has spoken to me. And so for today, take time to pray and write those things down. And then take a look at it. Believe me, it's going to do something amazing for your faith. God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful week.